Hi everyone, welcome to our presentation. My name is Jiahua Han, and the shock event we are presenting today is AI disease and cancer breakthrough. By 2026, we are forecasting a revolutionary breakthrough, an AI-driven cure and prevention system for disease and cancer. This technology combines deep learning, gene editing, and nanomedicine. It doesn't just treat illness, it predicts, prevents, and repairs cellular mutations before they can develop into disease. The impact is enormous. Healthcare spending worldwide begins to shift dramatically from treatment to prevention. This breakthrough will reshape entire market, creating major winners and losers across industry. It represents not just a medical advance, but also a structural transformation in the global economy. Thank you. Now I'm handing it over to Tom, who will explain the shock investment thesis for you.
Thanks, Han. The AI cure represents a major shift in capital between sectors. According to Statista, global spending on AI in healthcare is already growing by around 37% each year. A breakthrough cure like this would accelerate that trend as governments and biotech firms invest in prevention technology. At the same time, McKinsey expects the global semiconductor market to reach about $1 trillion by 2030. The AI cure relies heavily on that infrastructure. More chips, more data centers, more compute capacity, all supporting AMD's growth. For Sonic Healthcare, the effect is in the reverse. As illness rates fall, pathology testing declines, reducing revenue and margins. The macro evidence supports our trade. Technology benefits from the cure, healthcare contracts. Our call remains clear. Buy AMD, sell Sonic Healthcare.
Thank you, Tom and Han. So our sell recommendation for Sonic Healthcare is supported through our DCF model. We saw that model in September gave us a 32% upside because of healthy returns for the next 10 years. But we think pathology revenues will be hit hard by this new medical breakthrough, and we predict a very significant devaluation. We've adjusted the growth rate so that in 2026 we see a negative 5% as the adoption begins to gain traction, and in 2027 a very significant drop in revenues of negative 25% as the adoption really surges and pathology demand really declines. Dividends are cut to keep cash healthy. Obsolete infrastructure is sold, but we'll see CapEx remains quite significant as the sale of the CapEx as well as the existing cash and their net incomes are pumped into trying to incorporate the new technology with their existing very significant global infrastructure and talent as well as their goodwill. So we predict Sonic Healthcare will be very successful in pivoting its business model around this new technology due to its history of successful R&D and its diverse revenues across the healthcare industry. Therefore, in 2028, we'll see a reduction in the decline in revenues. We'll see negative 10%. We'll see negative 5% in 2029, bottoming out the revenue drop to $5.8 billion, which is a 40% drop from its record high revenues we saw in 2025. This graph shows the shape. We can see the drop, and then we can see the recovery, sort of a U shape across the sales and free cash flow and a number of different figures. And finally, we derive a estimated share price for our DCF valuation of $3.83 a share, which is a 83% devaluation, downside, sorry, and therefore offers a significant sell and short opportunity. Therefore, I'll put you on to Max for our AMD buy recommendation and his DCF model. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dame. My name is Max, and I'll be discussing our buy recommendation. Based on our investment thesis, we strongly believe in purchasing Advanced Micro Devices, or AMD. According to our model of AMD completed in September 25, as seen here on the slide, we valued AMD at $88.44 per share, which is a negative 42.18% downside of its actual value price at the time, $152.96. It must be said that the valuation completed was quite conservative and did not account for the potential for any extraordinary circumstances to increase or decrease the share price, for example, our shock event. Now, by taking our shock event into account, I'm going to display a revised valuation. Firstly, we expect AMD's revenue to grow exponentially from 25 to 2028. Then, once more competitors adapt and get into the industry, we can expect AMD's market share to slowly taper off 2021 onwards, which would hence taper off their revenues. On top of revenue, we can also expect AMD's capex to normalize faster post 2027. Additionally, AMD's weighted average cost of capital will also improve slightly due to this event, as it is diversifying into a new product. We estimate that this change will only be minimal, dropping to 13% instead of the usual 14.2%, which we evaluated in our model. With these adjusted projections to the front focus model, we estimate that $180 to $210 is a fair share price. However, by taking fundamental analysis and the AI bubble hype into account, we actually want to revise this share price to be between $275 and $350.